Hello there, everyone. Xantok here with Select Star Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Virtue's Last Reward, the second game in the Zero Escape series. Now, of course, as you know, this game's already been played on Twitch, and this is all just archive footage, so if you'll just give me a moment here, I'm going to jump back to a previous point in my timeline, and we'll continue with the game. Hey? Was that you, Luna?
No.
Then, Alice?
You honestly think a voice that coarse could come from a throat as fine as this?
Well, I mean, it's not that hard to change your voice up just a little bit. Then...
Oh yeah, that was me, mate. Oi, over here.
Sigma, look! What is that?
Oh, blimey, that hurts. Ain't right for a fellow's back to feel like this.
It's a robot!
And it's talking. With an accent.
Can't help it, Flower. Didn't choose to talk like this, not by half. Now, Alice, darling, do I rightly recollect you characterising my speech as coarse?
Who?
Why, that's right, cruel it is. You really think I asked for this? See, they figured they'd give us all a, what you call them, personality. Some tosser thought they'd give me this one. It ain't right, I tell you.
Well, okay. So, what the hell are you? If you're a barrel maker, I'm an astronaut.
Right you are, my old son, right you are. Well, go on, have a butcher's, mate. What do I look like to you? Robot, you say? Well, nearly there, but they call us golems round here.
Golem? Oh, I've heard of golems. They're sort of monsters, I guess, from Jewish folklore. They're made from clay, and they look like men. They're supposed to do whatever their master, or creator, or whatever commands them to do.
Yeah.
Aren't you a clever bird? You are, of course, correct. The golem of myth is a clay creation that moves under its own power. Our spellings are might different, though. The original blokes are spelled Golem, but me and me mates are Gaulem.
Why the distinction?
That's an acronym for General
right.
Purpose Autonomous Labour Electronic Machine. The truth to tell, it's a bit rubbish when you write it out all like that. But I figure they wanted to make sure they had the golem thing in there, you know? What with us being robots and all.
Yeah, that makes sense. So... should I just call you Gollum?
That don't seem quite kosher.
Oh.
After all of me mates here are golems too. I couldn't very well call all of you lot human, could I?
That's fair.
What should we call you then?
Well, we've all got a product ID, and they're unique. I figure that's as good a name as any.
And your ID is?
GTM-CM-G-OLM.
Okay, that's a lot.
Way too long. We can't remember that.
What? You taking a mickey out of me? Never had a problem myself. Right then, let's just use the last bit, shall we?
Golem? Golem.
Oh, come on, man. That's just Gollum.
Well, I'll be buggered. Can't say I ever noticed that before. Sure, it's a strange coincidence, isn't it?
Love it. Alright, Gollum. You said Alice, darling, a little bit ago, right?
What? A gentleman can't say something nice to a pretty young bird, eh?
I don't care if you call her darling. What I'm saying is, you called her Alice. How'd you know her name?
Oh, she ain't the only one of you lot whose name I know. I know who you are, Sigma, and you too, Luna. I'm right familiar with all 9 of you.
Does that mean you know who Dio is or who the old lady is? Because you shouldn't have been programmed with Dio's name then, right?
You don't know? Oh, they got cameras all over this place.
Oh.
Well, then again, the ladies aren't much bigger than a screw. And they're all hidden away. So I suppose I can't really blame you for missing them, huh? Now, as I was saying, there were these cameras, you see, and all of the data they record gets sent off to the mainframe in real time. So, I just gave the main core a ring, got those videos, and now I know everything you've done.
Then...
Does that mean
You're Zero Junior?
Cool, blimey. Are you bleeding serious? Oh, you gotta be off your box if you think I'm Young Master Zero. The Young Master is a right proper AI what supervises all the electronic bits and bobs in this place. My humble self, and those with the misfortune to be like me, are more akin to computer terminals who are merely borrowing a little bit of the central core.
So, golems are kind of like Zero Jr.'s servants.
No, not quite, Governor, not quite. I'd say me and me mates here are more like arms and legs, right? Now, you lot don't have brains in your arms and legs, do you?
No.
Of course not.
Right you are, missus. You'd be all sorts of nasty if your elbows and that lumpy bit on your ankle was all packed with brains. Well, we're like your arms or legs. The golem's seat of consciousness, so to speak, ain't in the head. The fact of the matter is, it's not anywhere in the body, which makes a fellow wonder, where is it?
In the mainframe?
Spot on. So that part of me what thinks is in the mainframe. Everything this here body sees and hears and what have you, that all gets sent back there. Then the mainframe does some sort of computery jiggery pokery and comes up with some decisions, and those decisions beget commands.
And you were commanded to talk to us.
And those commands are sent over the wireless like whoop whoop whoop, and eventually my body picks them up. Finally, those commands cause actions what move the various bits in my body. That's why this thing's like a computer terminal, you see. The body's just an output device of sorts. If we were talking about one of them personal computers here, you could say a golem's kind of like a monitor, right?
Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Then wouldn't that make you part of Zero Junior?
Well, I suppose you could say that. What with us sharing the mainframe and all. But I don't know shit all about this game he's running. That part of the mainframe's locked away from the rest of us.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm an independent core. Zero and I are two different blokes. You recollect what Golem stands for, huh? I'm autonomous.
But if that's the case, your hands and feet analogy doesn't really make sense. My arms and legs aren't autonomous. They don't just move on their own.
You sure, Governor? I watched you cross your arms just now.
Yeah, what about
And
it?
now you're frowning and your forehead's getting all wrinkly. Do you do these things on purpose? Well, when you crossed your arms, were you thinking, right then, let's cross them, shall we? Curl on down then, mouth. Oh, and eyebrows. I'd be much obliged if you'd squeeze in a bit. There's a good pair of blokes. That's what you was thinking, innit?
Huh.
Didn't reckon so. I figured you did all of that subconsciously. Ain't no man on earth who says to himself, feeling a mite nervous, I'll just twitch me leg around a bit, you know?
As somebody whose leg twitches a lot, feel that.
Who's thinking real hard about something and says to themselves, well, I think I'll just give the old loaf a scratch, that'll help. How's about when you reach for your tea? When you turn a page in your book? Or what about when your eyes just go straight for the pear on that bird you fancy? Yeah, the list goes on, me chums. But all of those things are your subconscious at work. Well, true, when part of your body does something, it's because your brain said so. But that don't mean your conscious mind is involved. Fact is, it can't be. If your brain had to deal with all the piddly bits of living, it'd make you balmy.
Imagine if you had to remember every time you needed to breathe.
That's how us golems and the young master get along. You got it all sorted now, chums?
Yeah, pretty much.
Then you're saying that Zero Junior is the central part of the mainframe, and the golems are like his hands and feet?
Righto.
Huh.
Blimey.
And you're telling all this why?
Guess I shouldn't be talking about such heavy rubbish, eh? My shoulders are all stiff.
You're a robot. How can your shoulders get stiff?
And you said your back hurt earlier. Are you just messing with us?
Yes, I did. And no, I ain't. Me back is alright mess, it is. Last maintenance check, they just left me here. I've been on this bed here for years.
Years?
The lubricant for me joints is all gummed up. Every time I move, it hurts.
But why did you wake up again after all this time?
Because we woke him
What
up.
do you think of? Because you lot turned me on his wife. Especially that other missus over there.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. The button on top of the safe.
Right you are, Governor.
Can you come with us then? The others need to see this.
No, I can't. The more's a pity. I can only go as far as this cable you will let me. I've got internal batteries, but they're knackered. Matter of fact, that's why I was here for maintenance in the first place. The same goes for these other blokes too. Of course, they ain't connected to a power cable like I am, so they aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
I see. So, you aren't going to answer my question.
What question is that?
I asked you how your shoulders can get stiff if you're a robot.
Right, so you did. Not sure why you've got to bug up your arse about that particular issue, though.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not really important, but I'm just curious, I suppose.
Curious, are you?
Yeah.
That's a good word, that is. A good, powerful word. The kind of word that will set any robot's heart aflutter. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Just lend me your lords and peers for a tick. So, how can a robot get stiff shoulders? And what does pain mean to a robot? Tell me, Guff, you ever heard of the Chinese room?
Only when I read the little secret about it a bit ago. Without waiting for an answer, Golem launched into his explanation. Somewhere, a pretty young girl is trapped in a tiny room. The door of the room has a slot that a number of Chinese people outside the room can use to slide slips of paper to the girl. On the pieces of paper are questions written, naturally, in Chinese. Unfortunately, the young lady has no idea what the questions say. But then, how could she? She has never learned Chinese. Apart from a Hong Kong action movie or two in college, she's never even heard it. So for this unfortunate young lady, each note looks like nothing more than a bunch of strange symbols. Before she was locked away, she was given an order. Specifically, she was told to write an appropriate response to each question she received, and slip that answer back to the slot. Once the Chinese questions begin to show up, however, she finds herself at a loss. Oh dear, she says to herself. Why, I can't read these at all. Whatever am I to do? It is at that moment that she spots a bookshelf. The bookshelf is filled with thick books. Upon examining them, she discovers that they are sort of Chinese phrase books. They have no explanation of what anything means, but show Chinese responses to Chinese questions. Am I supposed to use these? The questions keep coming. More and more and more of them. She finds the set of characters that correspond to the set of characters on the paper and carefully writes out the indicated response. How's it going? It's awful. Please get me out of here. Are you hungry? Yes, I am. I haven't eaten anything since breakfast. Here, they give her some choice-cooked pork. Are you full? Yes, although I don't think my stomach liked it very much. Do you have a boyfriend? Yes, I'm dating a reggae dancer. When was your first kiss? When I was 14. He was a grade ahead of me in school. What color of underwear are you wearing? Why? Black. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get out of this room? Beat the stuffing out of whoever's sending me these questions with the pan you cooked that twice-cooked pork in. Nice. All these questions were written in Chinese, and the answers were also written in Chinese. All the young lady did was accurately copy the symbols from the phrase books onto the slips of paper with no idea what any of it meant. Well, that's not true, because she was making her own custom sentences at some point. Incidentally, she doesn't have a dancer boyfriend. In fact, she's never even kissed a boy. Also, because it matters, she's wearing white underwear. Anyway.
Yes?
Is there any particular reason this girl is, pretty? Or why we need to know what color underwear she's wearing?
Thank you, Luna.
Can't say there is. Just tickles me fancy, I guess. But the prettier the bird is, the more fun the story is, isn't it?
Exactly, says Sigma.
What?
What?
Right. Well, what I wanted to say was this. All them Chinese blokes outside the room didn't know nothing about them books what she had. So it follows that they would have thought whoever was inside spoke Chinese just like them. You see? After all, far as they can tell, they're having a nice little chinway with one of their countrymen.
Okay. Interesting. But what does that have to do with your shoulders? Or a robot feeling
You
pain?
think? I feel pain when my body's having a spot of bother. Well, hold up, mate, this ain't right. We keep this up and we're buggered. If things go really pear-shaped, we'll be brown bread. So
What?
says the central computer to itself, seeing that things are a bit bollocksed. In the interest of extricating my body from this unpleasant predicament, the mainframe sends out a signal over the wireless, and my software interprets that signal as pain, and I stop doing whatever daft thing I was doing. It's the same, innit? Just like the Chinese room.
So you're saying the robots feel pain differently than humans, right?
Use your loaf, Missy. You listen to a word I've said. A human feels pain when you do something you shouldn't, like sit your bum down on a tack, right? Same thing for us robots. If you feel like being clever about it, there ain't really that much different between a human and a robot. Forget all about that mainframe and signal box, and us golems ain't that different from the bird in the room. So think about it, love. How do you know humans ain't the same, just without all the electronic-y pony, huh? What if, when someone asks you a question, all you're doing is pulling out the right answer from some sort of phrase book in your brain? Ain't no way to prove that, of course, but far as I can see, there ain't no reason to. I mean, it's all the same, innit? If you're actually a thinking creature, or if you're just some kind of language processing machine. All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person. You want to live a normal life? That's all you need to know.
Fucking what? Why is this here? Hey, can I ask you something?
Lay it on me, Governor.
Why'd you stop us?
Ah, right you are, mate. Right you are. Got so carried away I near forgot. Haven't seen anyone for yonks, and I got a mite excited is all.
Just spit it out.
Right. Well, there was something I wanted to tell you, lot.
Oh?
What was it?
Patience, darling. Now, I know I might look a bit out of sorts in a moment, but I ain't really supposed to. Same thing for the rest of the blokes here. Fact is, the reason we look a bit like skeletons is because we are a bit like skeletons. There's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes us look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you.
I'm a robot!
See, right in the middle of...
Command violation. Rogue
What?
processes detected.
What?
Product ID GTMCMGOLM. Executing emergency deactivation. Unit GTMCMGOLM. Now inactive.
Oh, shit! He was about to say, like, where you could find out if somebody's a robot or not. Like, where on the body.
No other rogue processes detected in additional golem platforms. Returning to surveillance mode.
Did Zero just shut him down?
It looks like it.
Damn it!
I wonder what he was trying to tell us.
See, right in the middle of...
Right in the middle of what?
An ambidex gate has been opened.
There's Dio. I've been wondering when this bullshit would happen.
45 minutes remain until ambidex game polling closes.
What the hell?
Someone on the other team must have opened it.
Why would they do that?
We have to hurry.
Right. Let's go. Fucking Dio. Hey, look, we can skip it this time. That's amazing. We pushed through the magenta door and ran into the warehouse. There stood Vi, Dio, and Kay. Hey! What the hell, guys?
Why did you open the AV gate before?
I apologize. We only turned away for a moment.
Dio opened it.
You got a problem with that?
Of course we do.
Why? I don't remember us all promising we wouldn't open the thing until everyone showed up.
This isn't about promises. Are you stupid or just an asshole?
Probably both. We were able to get back here in time. But what about the others? Tenmyoji, Quark, and Clover are still out there somewhere. What were you planning to do if they didn't get back in time?
Nothing. Why would I have to do anything? Didn't you hear the voice? Anybody who doesn't get back in time to vote just gets their vote automatically set to ally. Seems pretty straightforward to me. So what if they don't get back in time? They'll all get set to ally and all three of them will get 2 BP. Sounds like a sweet deal to me. Tenmyoji's only got 1 BP. I figure he'll be pretty happy to get 2 more. And that'll put Quark and Clover up close to 9. So that's not too bad for them either. In other words, they ought to be thanking me.
Didn't you guys find the note?
What? What's this?
We found it in our safe. Read it.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then every bunny gets penalized. In other words, 1 person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. What the hell, man? This wasn't in our room. Back me up here, guys.
He's right.
There was no such note in our safe.
Oh, well, damn. That's a bummer. I'd never have opened the gate if I'd known about this.
I don't believe you. I think you still would have.
I'm worried about the others. If time runs out,
They'll be penalized, yes.
I know.
Quark is part of that team. Maybe something happened with him.
He seemed a little off before we headed to the chromatic
This
doors.
is bad.
Hey, wait a minute. Where's Alice? She was here just a minute ago. It took me only a moment to spot her. She was several yards away and kneeling down to look at something on the floor. What she was looking at, I couldn't tell. I went to head over there and see what it was going on when... His question is, Quark still missing? Whoa! Hey guys!
Quark! Has Quark been here?
He's missing.
Did something happen to him?
He disappeared.
Disappeared? What do you mean?
He's gone. We can't find him anywhere. When was the last time you saw him?
We were heading back here.
Tenmyoji and I went into the lounge, but Quark didn't follow us.
We turned around and started calling for him, but
When he didn't respond, we ran back the way we'd come.
And you couldn't find him?
right.
We thought maybe he just hadn't seen us go into the lounge.
So we checked the crew quarters and the infirmary.
But he wasn't there either.
All right. We need to split up. If we can't find him in any of the Floor A rooms, we'll move to Floor B.
Okay. I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead.
Right, you do that. And also find out what the hell she's doing. Hey! Quark! Quark! You here, kid? Hello? I don't think he's here. So in both parts of this timeline, Quark goes missing. He's clearly under the effect of Article 6 because you can tell that when we're trying to pick our door. But he's not here. I checked both
Not
rooms.
The other two either. There's no one here.
Tenmyoji and Kay are in the lounge, and Dio and Luna should be checking the infirmary.
Right. Okay, let's leave that to them and head to floor B.
You went through the red door with Dio and Kay, right?
Yeah, so?
What was on the other side of the door?
You want to see it?
Yeah. Maybe Quark went there.
Fine. Follow me.
This is...
The pantry.
Pantry?
That drawer over there is stuffed with processed food.
Ooh.
Wasn't half bad, actually. Yeah. There was some paella, nasi goreng, schnitzel, yukejang, borscht, and tom kha gai.
What? I've heard of 2 of those things.
Oh, and I ate the chef's pasta too.
Well, that's a lot of food.
Can't help it. I'm a growing girl.
How old are you?
20, I think.
You... Whoa. Just stop there a second. I don't even know where to start here. 1, by the time you hit 20, you're done growing. 2, you think? You should be old enough to know how old you are. 3, how on earth are you 20? You look like you're 13 if you're a day. I can't believe you're only 2 years younger than me.
Now that's funny. I must have done a lot of drugs to look like that at 22.
Wow. Oh, give me a break, you little
Don't call
punk.
me little. I'm an adult, you dried up asshole.
Fine. Whatever. So this place has enough food to keep people alive for a few years, huh? Looks like this stuff isn't going to expire anytime soon.
Yeah. The use-by date is about 100 years from now.
100 years from when? How about water?
There's a tank over there. It looks like they're pulling it out of some kind of well.
Is it safe?
Well, since Dio isn't rolling around on the floor in agonizing pain, I'm gonna go ahead and assume it's okay.
Yeah, that's fair. You made him drink it to make sure it was
I guess you could
safe?
say that.
So, you ate all the food without a second thought, but the water struck you as possibly dangerous.
No, I was careful with the food too. Dio had some of it first, and it seemed fine, so I... Oh, I
What?
almost forgot.
What? Is there cake?
I ate something else.
What?
Twice cooked pork.
What? Oh, for God's sake! Why the hell are you shouting about that? Wait a minute. Twice cooked pork?
What is it?
Well, that just reminded me of
Reminded
something.
you of what?
This might seem hard to believe at,
Bullshit.
Oh, come on, at least let me tell you first. Alright. And then we told her everything. I explained how we'd found a room called the Golem Bay on the other side of the green door, and we'd met a robot in there named Golem, who told a very interesting story.
I see. So the golem guy was turned off just when he was about to tell you something.
Yeah.
So the last thing he said was, see, right in the middle of...
Yeah.
Right in the middle. Middle could be from Middle Kingdom, which is another name for China.
Well, this was utterly pointless.
Really? I don't think so.
Please, explain.
Well, maybe he was trying to say that this game is like the Chinese room. In other words...
Sigma, Phi! There you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Uh-huh. What's going on?
Something bad. Something really bad.
Who's dead? Come on,
Alice.
spill it.
Alice is...
Alice, how many times are you gonna die in this game?
Just come with me. She's in the crew quarters.
Alice dies so much. Yep, she's dead. What? No, this isn't real. All I could hear were Zero's words echoing in my ears. Your heart stops, your bracelet comes off. If you've never been in turbulence, it's hard to explain. You feel the sudden, alien weightlessness of a long fall, and for just a moment, you're painfully aware of the fact that you are thousands of feet above the earth, in a flimsy machine made by fallible men, kept aloft by a scientific principle that nobody actually understands. If you've never seen a friend dead, it's hard to explain, but it's a little like that. I knelt down beside Alice's body and pressed a shaking hand to her throat. No pulse. Her skin had already turned pale. The thing in front of me looked like a human being, but it wasn't being a human any longer. Why had this happened? I knelt there for several long moments, staring blankly ahead. My throat burned and my chest was tight, but I forced myself to take 3 progressively calmer breaths, then stood. I clenched my fist, took one last breath, and turned. Who found her first?
Me. I was looking for Quark on floor B and couldn't find him, so I came back here and... well, you know the rest. Hey, what's that look supposed to mean? You better not be thinking I did it.
Well, I mean, you did kill an old lady.
Well, suspicion often falls on the first to discover a crime.
Fuck that. She'd already been murdered when I got here.
How do you know she was murdered?
What? Come on, it's obvious. She's got a knife sticking out of her chest. Does that look like an accident or a suicide to you?
I mean...
How do you know the weapon was a knife?
What?
All you can see from here is the handle. For all you know, it could have been an ice pick or some kind of tool.
Well, yeah, I guess that's true, but I mean, come on. Who wouldn't look at that and assume it's a knife?
It's honestly fair.
And it's not fair to suspect someone just because they happen to be the first one to find the body. If you want to be like that, then the last person to see Alice is the person you should be looking at.
Who was the last person to see her?
Clover.
I need to go tell Alice. You guys go on ahead. Alice, why? This wasn't supposed to happen. You promised me we'd catch them together. Don't do this.
Clover.
I can't trust them anymore. It could have been any one of them. They killed you, Alice. I can't forgive them for that. I'm going to get revenge.
Oh dear.
I'll find out who killed you. And
Clover?
Shut up! Don't you talk to me! I'm sorry, Alice.
Oh boy. This is the ending where Clover kills everyone, isn't it? Her voice shook as she spoke. Before anyone could say anything, she turned and ran out of the room.
Wait! Clover, come back!
Tenmyoji took off in pursuit, and I made the follow when...
It's pointless. Even if you caught up to her, she'd never tell you anything. Think it through. There are 2 possibilities. Either Clover killed her, or she didn't. If the former is true, then I doubt she would confess. If the latter is true, then I imagine she'll be just as reticent. After all, Alice and Clover seem to know each other. In fact, they seem quite close. It seems safe to assume that Clover is currently very suspicious of all of us. I doubt she would open up to anyone right now.
Except for her old friend, Junpei.
You seem pretty calm. Did you do it?
Not again. Well, if you really want to suspect me, please, go ahead. I'm beginning to feel rather accustomed to it. I would ask you to consider my motive for killing Alice. Specifically, the fact that I have none.
Well, yes, but none of us do. None of us have ever met Alice before, right? So why would we want to kill her?
You are correct. But only if the murder had a motive beyond, well, murder.
What do you mean?
Do you remember when we found the old woman? It seemed clear that her killer was Zero Senior, and that they were one of us. There is every reason to think the same person murdered Alice. Perhaps this person plans to kill us one by one. Perhaps the entire Nonary game is just window dressing. Perhaps the only reason we are here is so that Zero Senior can kill us at his leisure, in a world of his own creation.
Why would anyone do such a horrible thing?
Presumably, because they enjoy killing. Zero Senior seems to be rather disturbed.
Hold on a minute. That doesn't mean they're one of us. There could be a 10th person hiding out somewhere.
No.
It'd be an 11th, actually.
There's no way Zero Jr. wouldn't notice that. And if he did notice, I really don't think he'd just let something like that slide.
But isn't Zero Jr. just an AI without a body? What could he do?
Maybe. But Zero Senior has a body. You think they'd really just let a 10th unwanted participant just run around murdering people?
Well, what if the 10th person is Zero Senior?
Not possible. At least not so long as we assume Zero Jr.'s statement to be the truth. Do you remember? He made it quite clear that the real Zero was one of us.
At this point, Zero can only be like Phi or Luna, right? And even then, I would say Phi. I thought about what Kay had said. If the killer was Zero Senior, then who could be the killer? Dio? Luna? Kay, perhaps? Or maybe Clover. There was always Tin Miyoji. Phi, maybe? No, it couldn't be her. I've been with Phi the whole time we were looking for Quark. There was no way she could have slipped away to stab Alice on the chest. Wait a minute. There was one person I'd forgotten. Quark. It seemed like a bit of a stretch to think a kid could kill someone of Alice's size. But that meant there were 5 real suspects. Dio, Luna, Kay, Clover, and Tin Miyoji. Where had Quark gone?
10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Based on the other timelines, though, I don't think Alice got murdered here. I think it was just Radical 6. But we don't know about that in this timeline. So that's why people are assuming murder.
All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed,
Apparently Zero doesn't feel like this is worth stopping the game for. A blunt but effective way to make the point.
What do you mean?
We should get to the warehouse. It seems clear he feels no compunction about killing us, should we disobey the rules. As such, I recommend we follow them.
The others filed out of the room. I turned to face Alice. Alice. I'll find out who did this to you. I promise. I felt my stomach settle back into its normal configuration, and the fire in my chest melted the icy hand from my spine. I stood up straight, gave Alice one last nod, and walked after the others, leaving my regrets lying on the cold floor.
Hey, look. 2 of the AB gates are closed already.
Probably Ten Miyoji and Clover.
Wasn't he a pair? Doesn't Quark need to go with him?
As long as one person in each pair is there, it should be okay.
Sharing their destiny, huh?
Pretty much.
That's good news for you, Sigma. After all, you're a pair, but your partner is, well,
Dead.
I'd rather not say it.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck for you, huh, Luna?
What? I don't understand what you mean.
Well, if Alice was still alive, you'd have a hard time choosing Betray. She only had 1 BP left. If you'd picked Betray, you could have killed her. Of course, that's not really a problem now.
Wow.
Stop that, Dio.
I mean, why betray at this point, considering we wouldn't get the
I
9?
would have chosen Ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent, and I trust him.
Really?
Haha. This is interesting. If one of you guys picks Betray, we are gonna get a show.
Dio!
Ignore him. How do you and Phi plan to vote?
You even gotta ask? Ally. Of course. Right, Phi?
I don't know about that.
Ooh.
It's a difficult question.
What?
Well, if we choose ally and Kay chooses the opposite, then he'll have 9 points. He can go through the number 9 door whenever he wants. But it's not as simple as just choosing Betray either. If Kay decides to ally for some reason, then you'd end up with 9 points.
So we should both choose Ally. Seems easy to me.
You're planning on betraying me, aren't you, Dio?
He absolutely
As soon
is.
as you go through that door, it will be only the 2 of you in that room. I've no doubt you could overpower Phi, if you had the desire to.
Oh, give me a little credit. No one has more gentle points than me. Someone of my stature would resort to violence?
Oh, yeah.
The nerve.
What?
This is just a thought, but why don't all of you promise to choose Betray? Then you wouldn't have to worry about anything.
That's kind of where I thought this was going to lead.
If you knew the other person was going to betray you, you'd have no choice but to do the same.
That seems pretty negative for you, Luna.
It does.
Sorry.
Nothing to apologize for. We appreciate your suggestion and we'll take it into consideration. But unfortunately, I don't think it's a very good idea. See, my goal is to beat this game.
But Phi...
Maybe that wasn't the best way to put it. When I say I want to beat it, I mean defeat it. Completely. I want to get us all out of here.
Well, some of us are
We
dead.
haven't beat the Nonary game until we're all out of this place. I guess we won't all be getting out anymore, though.
Oh, you mean Alice.
Yeah.
At any rate, all of us choosing Betray every time is hardly ideal. We'd never escape.
Then what are you going to do?
Kay needs to choose Ally. It's the only way.
How will you make sure I do that? I have no guarantee that you'll choose Ally as well.
Would you do it if I could give you that guarantee?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
You promise?
Yes.
Good. Let's do this. Dio!
Huh?
There's someone behind you.
What?
The moment Dio turned his head, Phi was off. With seemingly superhuman strength, she leapt through the air, across the room, and through the AP gate. That's great.
What the fuck? You bitch! God damn it, Phi! Open this fucking door!
He pounded on the door, screaming, but it showed no signs of opening again.
Fuck.
He gave the door one last slam for good measure, then ran to the next open one.
Invalid pair detected. Please retry with valid partner. Members of a pair cannot vote in separate rooms.
Ho ho.
What? Why the fuck not? This is against the rules. How am I supposed to vote?
You don't.
This is bullshit.
I see. This is how Phi can guarantee your choice. Dio can't vote now, so the chance to finally choose Ally just went way up. After all, if you pick Ally and she betrays you, then...
9 points.
Exactly.
Don't you think Vi might be worried that Kay will break his promise? After all, if he can be pretty sure that Vi is going to choose Ally,
You needn't worry. Her plan is very clever. I will definitely choose ally.
It's an interesting move. I thought she was gonna knock Dio out
Until polling
and then go in the room. But I'll take it.
We don't have much time left. Let's go.
Right.
Okay. Sigma,
Yeah, what's up?
you are going to choose ally, right?
Yeah, of course. We both have 5 BP right now. Even if I did betray you, I'd only get 3 points. That's not enough to escape anyways. So I'd have to wait until the next round anyway. Make sense?
I see.
Ah, she doesn't like that I came at it mathematically and not on a human level.
Oh, nothing. Never mind. Anyway, you promised. You have to choose ally.
Right. I will. Luda, stop being suspicious. Alright, we are gonna do it.
30 seconds remain until polling closes.
Now, what am I going to do? Well, I guess there isn't really any question. After all, I promised Luna that I'd pick ally. But what if she was lying to me?
I would have chosen ally regardless. I mean, Sigma's going to be my opponent. And I trust him.
10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4, 3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening.
Alright, let's see them results.
Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Alright. Interesting. So Quark has 9, which he did last in the other timeline as well, I believe.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Thank you, Sigma.
Told you! No need to thank me. I just did what I promised I'd do. Anyway,
It's nothing.
thank you.
I also just did what I promised to do. Now we both have 7 BP.
Yep,
This is the home stretch.
yes it is. I hope we'll get the pair up in the next round too.
Because I'll choose ally?
Oh yeah. You're an opponent I can trust.
If we were partners, you could pick whatever you wanted then, couldn't you? I mean, you'd get 9 points either way.
I mean, yeah. But hold on. Why would I suddenly choose Betray? I've already chosen Ally twice.
Right?
So let's choose Ally and get the hell out of here together. Sound good?
Okay.
Come on. Why do you look so sad?
It's just, there's a part of me that just can't feel genuinely happy about that.
Because we'd be leaving people behind?
Oh, yes,
We still haven't found Quark either, huh?
that too.
Still, Quark's BP is 9 now. Technically, he's 1.
Why did you do that? Why did you tell me all that stuff for? Were you just lying?
Ooh, so he told her that he's Junpei, and now she doesn't believe him anymore.
Everything I told you was the truth. You have to trust me.
I did! Look where it got me!
How could you do that? You're such a jerk! How could I betray you after that? And then you...
I'm sorry.
Are you Zero?
What? No, of course I'm not Zero.
Then how could you know all that? Where did you find out about that stuff?
I told you,
Don't lie to me!
I'm not lying.
It's unfortunate I have to dance around him not revealing who he is in this point, when the player knows.
Forget it. It was stupid to trust you. I mean, there's no way.
Clover, this isn't about me. I made a mistake. I got someone involved in all this when I shouldn't have.
Do you mean Quark?
You mean Quark?
Yeah.
You did this to get Quark's BP up to 9?
Of course he did.
But you've only got 4 points.
I'm not important. The only thing that matters is that Quark gets out of this nightmare.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
Isn't it obvious? I'm going to look for Quark.
Hey, wait!
Tim Miyagi didn't respond, just turned and walked off toward the magenta door. Clover started to follow, then pulled up short. She spun her heel and headed off toward the cyan door instead.
What just happened? I thought Clover had said she didn't trust any of us anymore.
Yeah, I know. But then she chooses ally. Tim Miyagi must have said something to her before the last round started, but what? Come to think of it, didn't you choose ally too?
Yes, I did. Fi put herself in a situation where choosing betray would be unwise. If she had chosen betray, Dio would have 9 BP now. I concluded that her desire to avoid that outcome would be stronger than her desire to protect herself with betray. And so, I voted accordingly.
That was her guarantee?
Yes.
Then why didn't you choose betray? You could be walking out of here with 9 points right now.
It's because you promised, right?
Yes, that too, I suppose.
There was another reason?
Yes.
What was it?
It's difficult to explain. I suppose you could say I felt a connection.
What do you mean by that?
When we were investigating the pantry together, I felt that Fi was somehow similar to me. Something in me said, don't betray her. You could call it intuition, I suppose.
Are you and Fi the robots?
Cut it out. Gut feelings are bullshit.
Fi.
Besides, you don't get to have a connection with me unless I give you permission. And I don't remember doing that.
Wow.
You're acting like we're pals or something. Kinda skeeves me out, to be honest.
Really rude. He did you a favor, now you're gonna give him shit for it?
You chose ally too. Didn't you do that because you trusted him?
Not exactly. I just made him trust me. When we were in the pantry, I stuffed my face like an idiot. That got him to lower his guard.
What?
Did you really think that would be enough to convince him? I mean, if you were wrong, then he could have escaped and left you
What are you
behind.
getting at?
Well, I'm just thinking that maybe you felt some kind of connection to him too.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to feel a connection to a guy whose face I haven't even seen?
Ah, but you have seen it, technically. You tell me.
Shut up.
If we could change the subject, where did Dio go?
Yeah, that's a good
He must have been
question.
here for the results.
Oh, I saw him leave. He checked the results and then left through the yellow door.
So where did he go then? Suddenly, the warehouse was filled with a groan and clang of metal doors grinding shut.
The Ambidex Gate, round 3 of the Ambidex game.
Why
will
is this
be
not a skip?
Star Key.
We
There
know it's
is
Star
no-
Keys.
The Ambidex.
As many times as we want, huh? then that
As long as you
means...
have the star keys, you can play the 8B game as many times as you want.
You probably won't be allowed to play it continuously, however. There's a period of time between when the doors open and when the polling ends.
Based off the last 2 rounds, I think it's about 45 minutes long.
So, you can repeat the game once every 45 minutes or so.
Oh, that's right.
What?
Remember what Zero Jr. said?
Which thing?
As soon as the gates close, your colors get all shuffled up automatically.
Ah, yes, this part.
The pair and solo assignments hop around a bit too.
Oh, yeah. What are your bracelets, guys? Looks like I'm a magenta pair this time.
Me too.
Oh, hi.
Looks like we're pairing up again.
Yeah.
Better than getting stuck with Dio, I guess.
Yeah, just wait to find out who the green solo is. What's that supposed to mean?
I'm a yellow pair. What about you, Luna?
I'm a solo, but I'm green.
Hello, Luna, once again. Wait, green? Hold on a minute. Weren't the colors for the first game red, green, and blue? And we used those colors to open the magenta, yellow, and cyan doors?
Yes, that's right.
Then the next round we had magenta, yellow, and cyan bracelets and opened the red, green, and blue doors.
Yes.
But this time we've got magenta and yellow pairs, but also a green solo. What color doors are we supposed to open?
And where are they?
Oh, I haven't found them yet in this timeline. Interesting.
Well, we need to check the other bracelets before we make any decisions.
That means Dio, Tenmyoji, and Clover.
And Quark.
We'll need to check Alice's bracelet too. Anyone could just pick it up now.
I will try and find the remaining people and their bracelets. Quark will be my first priority.
I'll come with you.
Very well.
I'll go check on Alice's bracelet then.
And don't forget to, retrieve it. We'll likely need it to get through the chromatic doors.
Right. Sigma, can you come with me?
Yeah, sure. Okay, let's go. I'm going to have to see her again. Feels sick just thinking about
Should
it.
we decide on a time to meet up? Just in case? Let's see. When do the doors open?
We've still got quite a while.
Hour and 21 minutes.
Then let's take half of that. What do you say we all meet back here in 40 minutes?
Sounds good to me. It won't happen that way, though. Kay and Luna step through the magenta door and out of the warehouse. Hey, you don't think Kay's the killer, do you?
Maybe.
Maybe. But if he is, then Luna's in danger. God damn it,
You
Fi.
don't want to talk. I didn't see you stopping her.
Well, yeah, but I just had this gut feeling that I could trust
Gut
him.
feeling, huh?
Uh-huh.
Sure you're not the one who's feeling a connection to our armored friend?
I mean,
All that plating is pretty flattering to his figure.
what? That's not it,
Are
Fi.
you sure?
It's because he shares my face.
Have you considered that it might be Luna?
Yes, actually, I have. Well, not Alice's killer, but as far as being Zero, yes, I've considered Luna.
Why not?
Because Luna didn't need a knife to kill Alice. When we played the last round, Alice's BP was 1. Luna was playing against the two of us. All she would have had to do is convince us to vote ally, and she could have killed Alice
She would have
easily.
just had to pick betray.
Exactly.
But if she'd done that, do you really think the rest of us would have let her get away with it? We'd probably have tied her up or locked her away or something. Besides, there's no way in hell Alice would have chosen ally. The only way to get an ally vote from your pair would have been to physically overpower Alice. Or trick her like I did with Dio.
So, what? You're saying Luna's the killer?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the possibility exists. Even if she was, I don't think we'd need to worry about Kay's safety. He's got a full suit of armor. I'm betting he's pretty hard to kill with all that on.
Probably.
Alright, I think that's enough of that. Let's go check Alice's bracelet.
Alright. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and end this episode of Virtue's Last Reward here. I'm sure some things happened. People probably talked. Maybe we saw the puzzle or learned an exciting revelation or so. I'm not sure. This all happened for me months ago. But hopefully, it was a good episode. At least I had a lot of fun, playing through it. And we'll see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone.